Kicker here on Bitcoin is that, again, it is down, but remember, the S&P is making short-term lower lows. Bitcoin is not. Now, again, I'm not saying that that's a huge signal for Bitcoin, but it certainly is a little bit of a relative strength signal on Bitcoin.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now, guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Gareth Soloway shares expert crypto insights and discusses blockchain evolution, market dynamics, and innovative trends. In this video, we cover his outlook. Let's watch to explore these ideas.
We have Amazon here, which I have a big level I'll be watching tomorrow at around 186 Pierce. This would be technical support, and I'd be looking at that as a buyable level. All right, let's flip over to Bitcoin and see what Bitcoin is doing today, and we can see it is selling off. And again, the kicker here on Bitcoin is that, again, it is down, but remember, the S&P is making short-term lower lows. Bitcoin is not. Now, again, I'm not saying that that's a huge signal for Bitcoin, but it certainly is a little bit of a relative strength signal on Bitcoin. I still think it has to come down here, but maybe it tells us that if it does come here, we get a very significant bounce, maybe 10, 20% off of that level. I'm going to keep it on my radar, but I still anticipate a move down to that $73,000 to $74,000 level. Gold, let's talk some gold here today. Look at this move on gold. In fact, we'll go over to the big board to take a look at it here. If we go to the big board, we can see, again, it broke above this high right here. What does that mean? It means that it basically just annihilated the former pivot high, and this should continue up towards this upper level here. So we should be looking at around 3,035 as an upside target. A great move to the upside. And again, once it gets here, I actually do think it stalls out, and you'll look for some consolidation and digestion. Again, it's had an amazing bull move. And keep in mind, gold for the year, I mean, if we look at where this was in January right here, you're talking about from about 2,600 now to 3,000. So well over 10% upside on gold, far outpacing what the S&P is doing. Obviously, S&P is negative. And then also Bitcoin coming well off those. So gold, again, shining as a performer in 2025.
Marcus Thielen, head crypto researcher at 10x Research, believes it is very possible that Bitcoin could enter an extended consolidation period similar to its 2024 behavior. Earlier last year, after reaching an all-time high, Bitcoin spent much of the year trading within a tight range. Now the current price action shows signs of market indecision rather than a clear bullish trend. Thielen noted that Bitcoin's chart, resembling a high and tight flag, is weakened by the presence of two distinct flags instead of a single strong formation. This pattern suggests uncertainty, with little evidence to support a robust price recovery in the near term. He also pointed out that the spot Bitcoin ETF market shows no enthusiasm for buying the dip, as most flows are driven by arbitrage-driven hedge funds rather than long-term investors. Since Bitcoin dipped below $90,000 earlier this month, U.S.-based spot ETF have seen outflows totaling approximately $1.66 billion. With Bitcoin currently trading around $84,290, a notable decline from its $109,000 peak. The outlook remains cautious. As market participants monitor these trends, many believe that Bitcoin may consolidate for up to 8 months, reflecting ongoing uncertainty in the crypto space. This extended period may provide clarity and direction.
We can see basically, again, Dow down 550 points, NASDAQ down another 366, S&P down 79 points. So again, 2% on the S&P, 1.5 to 1.25 or so on the S&P and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The heat map over here, you can see, again, a lot of red with big cap tech, folks, except for NVIDIA. NVIDIA is basically around the flat line. But aside from that, red, and even over here, a lot of red. That tells us it's a broad-based sell-off today, no doubt about it. Oil today down about $1.10. Gold is making a new all-time high. Tomorrow might be the day for $3,000 an ounce on gold. And Bitcoin coming down hard as the stock market's selling. We're seeing Bitcoin come down. Remember, 74,000 is my downside target on that. Now listen, as we talk about this market, we have to understand this is a psychological game now with investors. All right, you have tariffs constantly being threatened left and right. Investors are getting tired of it. We don't know the uncertainty or uncertainty of the whole situation. And again, you have economic data that continues to point towards a weaker economy, which means lower profit margins and ultimately lower profits for S&P, NASDAQ stocks, etc. All right, let's go over and go through some of these charts here today. What we have here on the S&P, look at this, guys. This is a big deal. I was watching today from the low on Tuesday, whether or not we close below it or above it. Below it, it means we're very vulnerable to another sell-off tomorrow. And again, as of now, it looks like we're going to close below the low from Tuesday. That could yield a big move down tomorrow that takes us to our next big pivot on the S&P. Here on the SPY, this would be 540. It would be about 5,400 on the S&P 500, all right? But again, the close today is not a good close for a market that staged a small bounce yesterday to just this quickly close below Tuesday's low pivot. That, again, is a very bearish sign, and we could be headed down towards this level on the SPY. NASDAQ as well. This is the weekly NASDAQ chart, and you can see, again, we're on our fourth straight week to the downside. In terms of first support, this is a gap fill right here at around 16,700. That would be a drop of about 500 to 600 points tomorrow if we flush into that level on the NASDAQ. So again, this is my next big level on the NASDAQ, and I do think by maybe either tomorrow or Monday, we could be into this level, that big of a sell-off. Now, stocks bucking the trend, sure, NVIDIA is basically flat on the day, but again, notice it's right at the neckline. So this head and shoulder pattern right here, it broke, retraced, it's still holding right there. Maybe a glimmer of hope if we can get a bounce tomorrow, although unlikely. That would be something very interesting to watch. Apple, head and shoulder pattern continues to decimate the stock. It continues to break lower, down another 3.5%. Where's the first level of support on Apple? Not until you get down to here. All right, if we take a look, it's right around 197, a little area here, a little low pivot right there. Again, that would be your key level. Also, look at this trend line, this level that's just coming up in the underbelly, same sort of thing. That's going to be your big bounce level on Apple, right around 197 to 193. If it comes down there in a straight shot, that would be a great swing trade, in my opinion, a place where you would expect a big bounce on the stock.
21 Shares has announced the liquidation of its ARKY and ARKC ETF, a move that marks a significant strategic shift for the company. The two actively managed cryptocurrency ETF have underperformed this year, with ARKY posting a 25.15% return and ARKC 16.05%. Both funds were designed to invest in futures contracts, ARKY covering Bitcoin and Ethereum, and ARKC focusing primarily on Bitcoin futures and cash equivalents. This decision comes after a thorough market assessment, and shareholders are required to sell their holdings by March 27, 2025. If investors do not sell by this deadline, 21 Shares will provide a cash distribution based on the share's value at liquidation on March 28. Despite closing these ETF, 21 Shares remains dedicated to its partnership with ARK Invest, and will continue offering other cryptocurrency investment products in the U.S. Meanwhile, the broader crypto market shows mixed signals. Bitcoin, currently trading at approximately $84,008, has seen a 2.34% increase over the past 24 hours, although its trading volume has experienced a modest 2.3% decline. Ethereum is also on an upward trend, rising 0.92% to around $1,919.95, despite a sharper drop in trading volume. These movements highlight the market's resilience and the ongoing evolution of digital asset investments, even as companies refine their strategies to navigate a challenging economic environment. Investors will be watching closely as these shifts could influence future trends and investment decisions. This decision by 21 Shares reflects the rapidly changing landscape of the crypto investment world, where adaptability is key. As companies reassess their product offerings, investors are encouraged to stay informed and consider diversifying their portfolios in response to evolving market dynamics, making it absolutely essential. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.